I'm so glad that I had that opportunity, because things would probably have been a lot different if I didn't have Safe Babies Court as a resource.
Safe Babies Court is a process through which we empower families to be successful beyond their dreams. It's a process where we instill hope in families that they can be successful.
Criminal court is to punish, is to protect the public. But in this court, it is to rehabilitate. It is to protect the children. It is to help the families get the help they need, that they will be able to provide a safe home for the child.
My name is Kelly Hand. I'm 34 years old. My son is a year and a half. So I just graduated Safe Babies Court. First time it was very intimidating because I was coming from a really low place. I didn't have custody of my son. I didn't know where I was going to sleep that night. It was devastating. It was something that I did not think would ever happen to me.
Safe Babies Court is focused on children birth to 3 and their families. There is more intensive brain development happening in those first 3 years of life than any other period of human development. And you can't go back and redo the foundational work that's happening in brain development. And that brain development is completely happening in the context of social inputs, relational inputs that child has.
These people come into the abuse and neglect system because something bad has happened to their child. But that doesn't mean that they don't love their child. And for that matter, their child loves them. But just because they are addicted to some substance that is interfering with their ability to parent doesn't mean that they don't want to parent. They need help with the problem that's getting in the way.
But in Safe Babies Court, the purpose is to hear from the parent. Let's hear from the families. Let's see how things are going.
Our Safe Baby Court process is in this room, which we arrange the chairs in a circle, we fold up all the tables, and I sit right beside them.
The first time I felt really hopeful about the situation was after the first Safe Babies meeting, because it kind of gave me a better idea of what I was in for, and they really emphasized that this was one step at a time, and that, you know, that I had that support and that they were going to be with me.
She was clearly very anxious about what was going to happen, about the process, and I walked over to her and I offered my hand and I greeted her. I said, "Good afternoon. Is it okay if I sit with you?" Grandma came in, brought the baby. Megan's bringing him in, and Mom's eyes just lit up when she saw her baby, and here comes Grandma, and Grandma hands her baby to her, and she takes her baby in her arms, and she holds him up, and she whispers, and I'm the only one in the room that heard it, but she whispers, "I hope he recognizes me." And she held that little boy up in front of her, and his eyes lit up. He smiled, this most beautiful smile I may have ever seen in my life. And I reached over and touched her on the arm and I said, "He remembers."
You know, having that kind of more personal setting instead of a courtroom setting makes a big difference.
The purpose of Safe Babies Court is to provide wraparound services for the parents, for the families, to give a more collaborative approach to solving the issues that the families are facing. As you notice in that circle, I'm the judge, you have someone from Department of Social Service, the guardian ad litem, you have the parent attorneys, you have Safe Babies Coordinator AJ who's present, and they can bring any family members they'd like, and we sit as a team.
But Safe Babies Court is built around me establishing and judges establishing the willpower to be successful and to walk this hard journey.
It's going to improve the outcome for all your children because you're going to see a cultural shift. You have to be the one that's going to push it, because if the bench isn't pushing it, it's just not going to work.
I feel transformed from just where I was this time a year ago to now. I don't feel like I could even recognize the person that I was. Safe Babies has played a big role in that, in helping me see things, see this process not as an adversarial process, but as a chance to grow and improve, and not just myself, but my son's lives.